Okay guys, so I'm going to teach you how to make foaming hand soap. You will not need a base. I see all these bases being sold on different websites, and it's really easy to just go and buy it, but you got to consider the fact that you're going to pay their shipping. So if you're getting a gallon of their base, you're going to pay a gallon shipping, okay? And all of these companies are charging way too much for something that we honestly can make for $2 to $3 a gallon, okay? And that is very cheap. You will only need your oils, and you'll be using potassium hydroxide. You won't be using the same thing that you make bar soap with, so that is the difference. You will need to purchase that. Now, you can purchase that by just Googling it online, but for my Patreon members, I have a few places that I purchase it from, and I will leave it in the Patreon, okay? Now, if you want the written recipe and you want to be a part of the soap club, you can get that in my Patreon. And that's just on the $5 level. You have body butters, soap, and also today you'll have some foaming hand soap. Now, this recipe is fully customizable, meaning that if you want to add a little bit more olive oil and cut out a little bit of the coconut oil, you can do that. It is really good to the hands. Like, I know I used a lot of coconut oil, but it's definitely not drying. I actually love this recipe. I've been using it for quite some time. So let's go ahead and make it. First things first is you don't need to wait for anything to cool down. Like usually we wait for the lye to cool down. No, this is hot process. So what you do is you pretty much pour it into your oils. Anytime you're dealing with a hot process recipe, it's hot, so everything can be hot. So that's the good part. You don't have to wait for anything to reach room temperature. Now, whenever you make a liquid soap, it does take a little bit longer for it to reach a real solid place. So you're going to be stick blending it for a while until you start to see it kind of lock up on you. If that's honestly, I really don't even know what phase it would be, but it will get so thick to where as though you cannot no longer stick blend it. Okay, so you guys are going to see me stick blend it. So while I'm stick blending now, I want to give you guys some information that you probably don't know about hand soap. Okay, now when it comes down to hot process hand soap, you do not need to use a preservative in the soap paste, okay? So you won't need a preservative in the paste. So the paste can sit for months without a preservative, but you will need a preservative when you start adding a whole lot of water. As you continue to mix, you see it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. So you just basically put your stick blender in and keep pulling it out, okay? Never leave your stick blender just sitting in there in the heat, because let me tell you, it will kind of melt and fall apart. I have lost a lot of stick blenders that way. So you're going to keep doing that. You're going to pretty much just keep stirring it, because you want to bring it to a place where it gets super thick. Now, during this process, if you feel like it's not moving, like you're doing this and it's, it's not getting thicker, then you're going to have to increase the heat. Let's start adjusting the heat slowly, okay? Adjusting it very slow. And if it starts like boiling and popping, you want to immediately turn it down, because you don't want that to pop in your face, pop in your eye, or even pop on your skin, because it gets very hot and it can actually burn you. Now, when it comes down to this, what separates this from a lot of hand soap? Because you can buy hand soap in the store. Surely you can go to the store and buy foaming hand soap and only spend about $2 to $3. But what separates yours from the rest? Yours is going to be very moisturizing for the skin. You're going to have a customizable fragrance. And at the same time, people know that they're not using, things that they can't even pronounce on the bottle, okay? All right, so I'm just basically showing you guys how thick it is. So it's getting thicker and thicker, and I'm about to reach the last phase. All right, now buckle up, buttercup. We are at the last phase. As you guys can see, it's almost looking like mashed potatoes. And at this phase, guys, listen, it ain't too much stick blending going on. So I'm just kind of moving my stick mixer around in there. But at this point, it's way too hot for me to leave it in there. So I'm just going to clean it off and put it to the side. And this is the phase where we use our spatula only. All right, so what you want to do is now you want to just go ahead and just keep mixing it around. It's going to get tighter and tighter as you mix it. But what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's fully cooked. I know what soap look like when it's finished because I've been making soap for a very long time, and I know that this is finished. But here's the thing. You want to make sure that what's sitting on top is being rotated to the bottom, because you want to make sure that your top is cooked, because the bottom is cooked, is finished, but the top could also have little pieces and little specks of lye. Now, the best way to determine whether or not your soap is completely finished, you want to go ahead and take a pH strip and test the pH, or you could do it the old school way. Just take a little tiny bit, put it on your spatula, put it up to the tip of your tongue, and that means that, you're going to have to taste it. It's not going to be good, but you shouldn't taste that much, all right? I ain't telling you to eat it. I'm telling you to zap your tongue. So you put it up to the tip of your tongue, and if you feel a battery zap, then you know, okay, that it's not finished. But if you don't feel anything but heat, it is indeed done. It is finished, and mine is completely finished. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you want to go ahead and separate you some into a container. Now I have some very nice storage containers, but you can also go to Dollar Tree, Dollar General. You can get some of those Tupperware containers, and you can store it away for a very long time. Listen, I've stored soap paste, aka we call it liquid gold. I've stored some for over a year, and I never had like any kind of mold or anything grow, because of course, like I told you guys in the beginning, the soap paste don't grow mold. The pH is so high, it don't, and it probably never will. I don't know how long you can store it, but I know I stored mine for a pretty darn long time. So I'm just separating some of it, and I am going to store away some, okay? And so now what we're going to do is we are going to use about 128 ounces of water, okay? Now, I want to break some things down to you guys because I'm not going to keep this video going. Once we cook this, I'm going to show you guys how to put it in water and dilute it. Don't put a top on. I was just putting that top on there, and then I had to take it off when I thought about it. But don't put a top on it because it's still hot, and that can actually introduce it to any mold or bacteria because you're putting water in it. All right. So I'm going to separate my soap paste. Now, when it comes down to fragrance, you're going to use about 3%. Just like you use in skincare. Another thing is when it comes down to your preservative, you're going to use 1%, okay? And you're going to use it after you go through the process of diluting it and boiling it out, okay? So there's many ways that you can kind of dilute it and get rid of all the soap inside of it, get that soap to dissolve. You could put it in a crock pot and just kind of leave it sit there for hours. Eventually, all that soap paste will dissolve in the water in the crock pot. You could do it that way. In that way, honestly, you could leave it just in there overnight, or you could put it on the stove and just put it on extremely low and just kind of boil or cook that soap paste out, okay? Now, when it comes down to adding fragrance, okay, your fragrance will not just mix with water. You're going to need some polysorbate 20, and that polysorbate 20 will help it bind together with your fragrance. So if I'm using 1 ounce of fragrance, I'm going to use 1 ounce of poly. So I'm just going to go ahead and take and boil that. And then you'll notice when you come back after some time, all of the soap will be fully dissolved. And if you take that and put it on your hands, it's going to be quite soapy, and that's what you want, okay? Now, I did not like my hand soap to be milky white, so I take food coloring, or you can go on Amazon and get soap dye, like liquid dye, or you can go to Nature's Garden and do it that way. Okay, so grab you a foamer bottle, guys, and as you can see, mine is such a beautiful blue. I love it. My kids love it. I use Sour Patch fragrance. They love Sour Patch. If you guys need to know where the Sour Patch fragrance is sold, I really don't, speak of fragrance companies because they're not sponsoring me. I'll let you guys know in the comments or, in the Patreon. But yes, this is it, guys. As you see, it gave a nice lather, beautiful foam. And you are going to need a pump bottle. You will not get foam apart from a pump bottle. So be prepared to buy you a pump bottle.